Hello and welcome to Let's Get Growing. It's Jo here, the Horticultural Manager from Bulwell Forest Garden in Nottingham. And we're getting towards sort of mid-October. Everything's very sort of autumnal. All the trees are starting to change colour and the leaves are dropping from the deciduous trees. And we've got a really nice splash of colour here on this border here. We've got the cosmos are still flowering. They'll keep flowering until the first frost, and then we've got our dahlias, quite sort of weird and wonderful, doing their stuff, and we've got some California poppies. A lot of the earlier plants are flowering now after the rain we've had, and the amaranthus, Love Lies Bleeding, is still doing its stuff at the back there. So isn't that lovely? So we're going to move on to this week's pack. So let's get growing. Okay, so in this week's pack, we've got a little tray, and you should have 4 plugs of wallflowers in here, which we grew from our own seed that we collected. And then I've got a tiny little clary sage plant, and this is a biennial which will flower next year. And then you've also got a little bag of daffodil bulbs. So it's this time of year for planting bulbs, spring flowering bulbs. So that's what we're going to do, I think, is put the daffodils and the wallflowers all in the same pot. So we'll have a bit of a continuation of, I think the wallflowers will flower a bit later than the daffodils, but I'll give us something else to look forward to. So the rule of thumb with bulbs is similar to seeds, is you plant them 3 times their own depth. So if we look at the depth of our daffodil, and it's going to go pointy side up, that's where it's going to shoot. And this flat side here is where its roots are going to grow. So I've got a biggish pot, and in here I've put some of our homemade compost, which is quite rough, but I've also mixed in a bit of our homemade leaf mould, which is quite nice stuff, which is this stuff here, and that bulbs really like leaf mould. So if we look at the side of the pot, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So that's like perfect where my compost is up to there. So I've got 4 bulbs, and I'm just going to put them around here. And if you had more bulbs, you could put them in layers. So you could have like a lasagna pot. But this is all we've got at the moment, I'm afraid. So I'm going to then put some more of my homemade compost and leaf mould over the top. That's pretty rough. Put a bit of peat-free compost on top now, and then I'm going to put my wallflowers into here. So I just need to, you can see that they're ready for planting. Their roots are growing through the base of the modules. I'm just going to squeeze them. I don't need to tease that out. It's just right. So I'll take them all out. A bit delicate. I'm just tempted to put a little bit more compost in there. Just move them out of the way. Okay. So I'm just going to put these around the pot. 1 there. And I think it's kind of I haven't got a label, but I will put a label. It's quite good to label spring bulbs, because until they start shooting up, you might just think it's an empty pot if you forget what's in it. So it'd be good to just put a stick in here saying daffodils, and then I know that they're going to come up. So that just needs the water. They're all fully hardy. Could go outside. Okay, so that's something to look forward to in the spring. And I think the Clary Sage. So we're going to have a look at this, see if we think it needs potting on. Looking at that, I don't think it does. So we look at the base to start with. There's no roots coming through there. I can tip it. So I can't see any roots around there. So no, it doesn't need repotting yet. I think what I'm going to do with that is just keep it in here, keep an eye on it, and see how it does, and then put it into a bigger pot when it's ready to go. So that's it for this week's pack. Dead easy. And just to end, we thought we'd share some exciting news that we've got for you. We were invited to Grimsby, to East Midlands in Bloom, and we won this award. So we won the most inspiring It's Your Neighbourhood project in the East Midlands, and that was that's 5 counties, 115 entries, and yeah, we won it. So that's good news. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and happy growing.